Hello dreamer, you've been dreaming for so long. Now you're waking, you're still waiting for the sun to come along. All your fantasies pointed at things you can't see. You're caging yourself when you want to be free. Tell me what do you want and what do you need to see? Your dreams are your reality. Let's leave everything and go traveling. See what tomorrow brings. It's only a choice away. Let's back up and leave today. Tell me what do you have to lose? Are you living the life you choose? There's a place we can live like kings. Let's see what tomorrow brings.
A few people at the marina asked if I would just post an updated houseboat tour or shanty boat tour. So we're gonna do that real quick. The end of the video will be a little update of the sailboat. I got some interesting stuff going on with that. Yeah, I'll show you what a mooring is and why we're making a mooring, and then we'll kind of go through everything here, everything in the houseboat and stuff. So it should be pretty cool. So as far as the pets go, Cricket every morning and every evening runs around the dock and outside looking at birds and chasing bugs. But during the day, she might be here. I'll show you a couple other shots. She could be here or laying right in the middle of the bed or right in the window right up here. But she basically does not do much during the day. And then River, in the beginning of the day, this shadow right here by this box out here goes all the way across the dock, and he spends most of the morning in that shadow. And then by the afternoon, his favorite spot becomes all shade. There he is. Yeah, he likes to just sit out here under his little ivy and watch everybody go by. And then every once in a while I go, and you know there's a dog walking by. Yep. Happy dog. Happy dog. So, it's my front driveway. I kayak once a day, every day, and usually twice a day. At nighttime, right when the sun's about to go down. It's a pretty cool time when it's calm. And then that's River and my boat that we take to the sailboat. It is, I don't know if you look out there, it's out in the mooring fields. So, this is the front patio. There's also a swing that hangs off of either side. So you can get a couple more people sitting outside too, hanging from the structure. And then I'll show you the inside.
Living outside, oh I don't mind. Living outside,
This is the bedroom area. The bed's pretty high, mounted pretty high, and it's got out of all the places I sleep, this is the best mat. I bought the best mat. It's a twin mattress, but it's got the little gel thing halfway through so you stay cool or warm, and it's a feather bed on top so you sink in and you're not going to move with the weight where the boat goes back and forth. So by far the best sleep that I get on any of the places, whether it's my RV or the sailboat. It's the best. The houseboat has the best sleeping position in place. And then you change where the pillow is based on the weight on the boat, or whether, if I'm on a beach, the pillow is going to be on this side. If I'm at a dock and there's a lot of stuff on the front of the boat, the pillow is going to be on that side. Whatever. Anyone who's slept in an RV knows what I'm talking about, or a boat. So in the bedroom, I have my hanging closet, and I have a couple different bags that I use for clean socks and underwear. And then I fold up, my folding table is here. This table also goes out front, and I use it to cook outside when I'm doing barbecues on the deck. Important to use everything for more than one thing. And this is Cricket's favorite space, is her little like kitty hammock up here. So if it's not too hot, or if it's cold at all, she's up there because the heat gets trapped up there. And you just see her little paws sticking out. It's perfect. It's great. I've had that hammock through a few cats now, and it's the best thing. They love it. The other thing is the bathroom is under the bed here. It slides out if you need to use it. However, at the marina, I usually just walk right there, right out the window. You can see it. It's the bathroom. So, is there anything else about the bedroom? I like my little table. That's where Cricket eats and everything, but that's where I put my glasses and my phone at night. Everything's live edge. It's all willow. Everything in the boat is made of, all the countertops are made of willow, and they're all live edge. And then the windows are double hung, so you can open them and clean them from the inside if you need to. I don't typically clean them too much because my dog licks them. Like, for instance, here's the view I have when I'm not in a marina from my bed. I made it an all glass door, so you can look out and watch the river go by. But if from the right angle, you might be able to see river gets up on this right here and licks this glass from it's every day, so there's no point in even cleaning it. But it is also his favorite spot back here, laying out on the back deck in the shade. That's pretty much what that dog does, like half the day. And might as well show you this. The back deck is for fishing, pulling carp out of Lake Michigan, basically. So here is the galley. I'm on shore power, so I'm going to replace the propane cooker that I usually use when I'm on the river with a electric one, probably one burner instead of two. And then there's just enough room to put, a couple of Tupperware, some dishes and coffee and fruit and, all the propane and everything we need to store. Underneath, I'm going to put a 12-volt refrigerator. So to give you an idea of where this is located, it's on the starboard side, and it is the same table that I use to drive the boat. So when you're looking forward, that's how it looks. Now the refrigerator is located currently in the living room area by the recliner. I did that to disperse weight, and it's really easy to grab a beer while you're sitting on the recliner if it's right next to you. So it just ended up being a smart thing to do. So that's the galley. The sink situation I've thought about a couple different times. Every time I've been on this boat, I have been able to, I'm on water or near water. So I just do it like you're camping, where you clean everything off with the lake water and then do a fresh rinse with the water, the clean water. In the marina, I'm probably going to, pipe it out so that people don't see me dumping food into the water or what have you, even though every sailboat and every boat that has a sink, it goes right into the water, but people don't like to see it. So that is the kitchen area. So here's the living room, where I do a lot of my watching TV, listening to books, listening to Audible a lot. Cricket has a cat chair or a cat bed underneath here, and it's pretty much hollowed out. That's where she goes whenever there's a lot of noise or if the boat's rocking a lot. I also have all my fishing equipment behind here, my nets, and tackle equipment. A couple of life preservers are back there, and fire extinguishers over here. The paddle or the oar that you need in case something breaks on the motor. Good luck paddling this thing against any kind of wind. I also have my fishing rods hung up in here too. I like to keep them inside. So, however, this is where I spend most of my time, watching people walk through, and TV. I'm going to mount the TV up there. I typically would have a smaller one that mounts up there that runs 12 volt, but since we're in the marina, I got my big one out. And the marina also has Wi-Fi, so it has Netflix, and you know, it's connected up. So I mounted blue lights underneath the shelves, which makes the wood really look good when you look down at it at night. And I started to use a blowtorch to kind of burn everything out, make it a little bit darker down here. And I think I'm gonna do that everywhere, make it a little darker inside, and then I'll clear coat it. This is obviously where the pet food is. And then I'll show you a walkthrough of the whole thing, a quick walk. Here is a shot of the entire boat. About as peaceful and cozy of a place as I have ever found. So this year I'm about halfway through with a rebuild on my 1972 Islander sailboat. I was able to rebuild the engine this last winter, which essentially you take the entire motor out of the boat. You take it completely apart into all of its various pieces. You replace or refurbish every single piece, and then you put it back together. Repaint it, reseal it, and then remount it. Now, I also then decided to forego any future problems and redid everything related to the motor as well. From the fuel, basically new fuel filters, new fuel lines, new batteries, new electrical system, I rebuilt the alternator, new starter, new manifold, new cooling system, new exhaust. Pretty much everything you can think of related to the motor is either new or completely rebuilt. I would have done a new motor, but because of the size of the boat and the fact I can't stand the smell of diesel after working in landscaping forever and plowing forever and truck driving forever, just diesel does not float my boat anymore. So we went with this. So here's a little update of what that engine went through. And the other thing I did was pull the mast down for the first time in maybe 25 years. The first time it's been down. We went through the rigging. I replaced all the lighting that's on the mast. And it's ready, it's ready to go. Between the motor and the sails, it's ready to go. It's in better condition it's been in 30 years. And then, so the next thing I'm going to is going to be painting and dealing with the top of the boat. I probably won't do that till the end of the year or maybe even winter of next year. That's a whole nother process in itself, where you take everything off the boat, reseal the holes, and then remount it back on after it's painted. Yeah. So what I have found is doing this kind of work on an older boat is not a fast project. It's less you do, the more expensive it is. So you can actually get it done relatively cheap if you do all the work. There is a lot of detailed information that you need to research before you do any of this work. So it's almost like it's almost going to take on a life of its own, a hobby of its own, or it's the same as buying a house or what have you. Yeah, so this next week I have the boat in the water and we're going to put it on the mooring. So I'm going to show you what we did to put the mooring in, and next week we'll actually have a video from the sailboat, I'm pretty sure. So exciting. Take a look at this new motor. Remember, it always liked shorter spurts. It never started with long ones. You know what I mean? Oh shit! That was sweet. Sounds like a Harley.
Smells like one too.
So I'm halfway done cleaning it. This is where the engine will be once it gets put back in. And there's no easier way to clean an engine bay than to take the engine out of the bay. So I got it all cleaned up. All the little black marks you see are actually breaks in the epoxy coat. Where the bolts actually go through for the motor mounts. So it is as clean. I wouldn't eat off of it, but it's as clean as it's going to be. Pretty darn clean. It's going to make that motor pop being around that way. I might put some little lights down there so you can actually see the motor. It's so pretty. And my buddy Jimmy are here today, and what we are doing is, if you look inside that boat, we are putting my mooring in. So essentially there is a 4x4 cedar pole out there holding a metal pole. I am gonna go grab that and switch it out with my mooring, so my sailboat can sit right out there across from this beautiful beach. So essentially there is a 800-pound flywheel at the bottom of the water that's going to have a 30-foot half-inch long chain. And then we're going to connect shackles to it that come through the buoy. So when you pull up to it, there'll be two ropes hanging out of the top of that. One goes on the port and one on the starboard side of the boat. And you hook up to the front. All buoys have to be white with a blue stripe. They have to have your name and your phone number in case something happens to your boat, like someone hits it or something. And then you have to permit it. $25 every 3 years.